It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a duel in the Lone Star State. It's the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the heart of Texas and the spectacular AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Good to be in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Greg, this is a passing league. You know that from your days. It's evolved even more into a game in the air. And boy, do we have a couple of quarterbacks who know all about moving their team via the pass.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this ball thrown early and often throughout the game. And anyone who loves offensive football, this is certainly a treat. And you said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
About ready to get this one started. Amy Fairbairn ready to kick it off. And off we go from spectacular AT&T Stadium. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And here we see Dak Prescott taking the field, Mike, coming off what a lot of people thought was an MVP caliber season. He finished runner-up, of course, to Lamar Jackson. And people love to nitpick Dak's game. I don't know if it's because he plays for the Cowboys and people love to hate. But regardless, he is as talented as they come. He is the leader of that team. He needs to have the postseason success that he has found in the regular season. Once he does that, I'm not sure what's left to nitpick.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early. And we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He's got a man. It's CeeDee Lamb. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
In motion, Lamb. On 1st and 10, Prescott. He'll get this complete. It's Lamb again. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
A pass caught by the veteran. That's Brandon Cooks. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Prescott now. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
On third down, Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on fourth down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3? You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along, but that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
You could certainly make the case, Mike, that he had one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in NFL history. Not so much just his personal play, but he has completely rejuvenated that Houston Texans locker room and that Houston Texans organization. It was incredible watching him as a rookie. I'll tell you what, though, I think he's even more capable here in his second year under center.
He'll spot his big tight end. That's Dalton Schultz. What a connection. He's down inside the 5-yard line.
There's a lot of factors that make this play so successful, Mike, and clearly the ability of this tight end to not only find the open space in the defense, but then after the catch to turn into a runner. That is very rare at the tight end position. We're seeing it more and more often, though, over the last couple years. And then the accuracy of the quarterback to not only deliver the ball to the open receiver, but to do it in a way that allows him to comfortably turn into a runner and not have to slow down and pick up those extra yards after the catch.
And he's in. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Houston.
And this is just high-level quarterback play down here in the red zone. The way they teach them their progressions, Mike, it's touchdown, check down. You don't want to take a sack, and you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. He knows he has nothing down the field, nowhere to go to his receivers and tight ends. Check it down to your back, let them do the rest after the catch, and it results in a touchdown.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Texans move out to a 7-3 lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. Cavante Turpin on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense going to take over now for the second time. Trail by 4, touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Here's a carry for Dowdle. Up the sideline, past midfield. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. First down, Cowboys.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Prescott. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a first down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Prescott. It's going to be pulled in by Dowdle.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Now Dowdle. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. To throw is Prescott. To the left side, caught by Lamb. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Dak to throw. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The Texans offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. That's caught downfield by Diggs. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score! 80 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Fairbairn able to add the extra point, and the Texans extend their advantage to 14-3. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. On the return, here's Turpin. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll run with Dowdle. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Prescott. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb. And 3rd down coming up. Here's Prescott. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On 4th down, the veteran Brian Anger on to punt for Dallas. Robert Woods back to return for the Texans. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Stephon Diggs and the rest of the Houston offense set to take over again. And what a start he's off to. You don't want to start prorating numbers out for 4 quarters, but fair to say, his defense is going to have to find some way to slow him down. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. And now the first carry for Joe Mixon. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. On the option, they give it to Mixon. Mixon has the 1st down and more. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
First and 10. Stroud gonna tuck this one on the zone read. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
Throwing on second down. Stroud. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
He's back to Schultz. He's got it again. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They can still get a first down at the 1. First and 10, they go from the 11. They'll run with Mixon. And the Texans are going to be set up with first and goal. He couldn't quite break the plane, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him.
And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Texans. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Fairbairn to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans move out to a 21-3 advantage. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. A return coming from the 14. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here's first and 10. Now Prescott. That one intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Southern California. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick 6 for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Texans stretch it out, leading now by the score of 28-3. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. Short kick taken at the 17. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. His drive will start on the ground. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is Dak. To the left side, he's got Ferguson. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
It's 3rd and 1, and here's Prescott. And he's going to have enough for a first down. He's out of bounds after a gain of 5.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
Pistol now for Prescott. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Dak. Still going inside the 20. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Again, Prescott to the air. The open man is Tolbert.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Prescott again. This one caught just past the pylon. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Dallas. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of space that quarterback has to work with. He knows
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. He's got it. The Cowboys are able to edge a bit closer. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. They've opened up a big lead already, trying to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. To the left side and caught by Schultz. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Stroud going to set up to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
The rest of this game is all going to come down to getting stops. You find yourself down pretty big here in the first half. You have to get the ball back to your offense as many times as possible, but you can't keep giving up scoring drives, whether it's field goals or touchdowns. You need punts. You need takeaways. Give your offense a chance to start climbing back.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Cowboys offense and running back Rico Dowdle getting set for this next drive. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. They'll begin here on the ground. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty.
Still 1st down.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. A shotgun snap for Prescott. The throw on the run is complete. Prescott to his main man Lamb. CD gets the Cowboys a first down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10.
Holding offense. Still first down.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. First down throw there is incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
On play action, here's Dak. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll start it here with a first and 10. To throw is Stroud. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
Let's give credit where credit's due. Defensively, finding yourself down by this much at this stage of the game, they could just pack it in. They could say, all right, this one's over. We're moving on to next week. They're continuing to play hard. They're continuing to get after the quarterback, and nice start to this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Now Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. A good push from the defense. They get him down back at his own 10.
When you call a bubble screen, you're really putting a lot of faith that your skill players, your wide receivers and backs, are going to be able to hold up there in space as blockers, and when you don't, sometimes you end up going backwards.
From the gun here on third down, it's Stroud. He will let this go. Deep downfield for Dell. And he will take this one in. 90 yards. Touchdown, Houston. A huge play there. They go in the air. We only see a few touchdowns of that length all year. They go from backed up to in the end zone for a touchdown.
It is, Mike. In this case, most teams are saying, let's just pick up a first down. At the very least, give our punter some room out of the end zone. But not this guy. He's thinking taking it to distance, and that's exactly what he was able to do.
Fairbairn to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Texans add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. Short kick taken just inside the 20. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Here's Dak Prescott and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll go play action. It's Prescott. He's going to let one go deep for Lamb.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Dak going to run with it himself. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes third down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
On third down, Prescott. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Texans offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start out first down and 10. Man in motion, it's Diggs. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. On second down, Stroud. Now he'll run it. Stroud avoids the contact as he slides to a stop after picking up the first down.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a first down.
Stroud to throw here on, and that time the pressure too much. He'll go down. That is DeMarcus Lawrence in there for the sack. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back to Arlington at AT&T Stadium after this. From the gun, here's Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd and long. Throwing is Stroud. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott set to take over again. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. It's going to be pulled in by Dowdle. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now Prescott. That's into the hands of Lamb. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
To the air again, Prescott. Pass brought in by Ferguson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll throw again. Dak. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play. And good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
Oh, this pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
He'll send a tight end in motion right. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get this past the 25, out to the 27, a pickup of 7. So at halftime, it's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll send you over to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by. He's got the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports halftime report. It was Joe Mixon who had it working in the first half. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. On first down, they'll start with Mixon. And he'll fight forward for a couple of yards, but a flag is down, and the linemen are already walking back.
Still first down.
Stroud to throw. He'll get this out to the left flat. Oh, no dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
Throwing on second down, Stroud. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Texans set to punt this one away, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. To return, it is Turpin. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. On 1st and 10, Prescott. A quick slant taken by Lamb. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Pistol now for Prescott. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Now a 2nd down throw for Prescott. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. There is a flag there on the play. I think that's going to be holding on the offense. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
You can see the receiver. He's pleading his case to the refs. So from our perspective, Mike, I think it's pretty clear. He was not.
Now Mike McCarthy not happy with that call, and he has thrown the challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
They're looking both at the feet to see if 2 were down, but also whether or not he had full possession of the football when those feet were down.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and it will also cost them a timeout. Second down, Prescott. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This will be an even 40-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cowboys cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Back out is Brandon Aubrey. He had the field goal a moment ago, and now he'll send this one away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls, it's been intermediate shots, it's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll begin with a zone read. And that'll be a short gain up to the 27-yard line.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short gain.
A second down throw for Stroud. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Tank Dell was the one he was looking for, and it's going to be 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Trayvon Diggs, tight coverage, and he knocks that one away.
Wow, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup, and right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch, because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over them.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. The home team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. He'll turn and hand this one off. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Christian Harris there on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. The open man is Tolbert. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. In motion, Lamb. On 2nd down, it's Dak. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Third and a yard. Again, Prescott to the air. Open man, left side. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
That is caught at the 3. Out of bounds, but in business. They mark him down near the 2. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
Automatic first down.
The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
You find yourself as a play caller saying, all right, I only got to get 1 yard and I got multiple plays to do it. What you don't plan for is all of a sudden you're going to go backwards, and it changes the entire approach and, frankly, the entire play call sheet that you have to draw from.
He'll tuck, and he will score. Dak Prescott, touchdown Cowboys. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The Cowboys will line up for the two-point conversion.
Here's a carry for Dowdle. A dive, and he's in. The two-point conversion is successful.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. On play action, Stroud. To the left side, into the hands of Collins.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
On second down, Stroud digs on the reception. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And That's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Stroud. A throw caught by Dell on the outside. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Throwing from the pistol, Stroud. Open man, the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of play. So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Mixon. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for this with Mixon. They'll mark him down there at the 33, but that is good enough. A run gives them a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. And the Texans 1st down.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Mixon. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. He'll get this over the middle to Diggs. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
They'll run here with Mixon. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Second and goal. Again, it'll be Mixon. And he will score again. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Houston. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Texans will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This one brought in at the 16-yard line. A good return as he takes it across the 30. There's CeeDee Lamb heading back out there with the rest of his Cowboys teammates. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. First and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Prescott. Catch is made there on the left side by Cooks. 11 yards on the pass there. That's good for a Dallas first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game, and that's a nice pickup there.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's a designed run. He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
3rd and 5. Prescott now. That is caught. Cooks gets the grab. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
I love the timing between the receiver and the quarterback. It's a really nice route. He's going to take this up the field, and then when he pulls that string back and he comes out of his break, the ball is there immediately. You can't wait for the receiver to actually look. This ball is well in the air before that receiver comes out of his cut.
And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
Now he'll run.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
3rd down and 9. To throw is Prescott. A marker comes in as he goes down. It is a sack, and that flag definitely in the area of holding. That's on Tyler Guyton, the tackle.
Still third down.
The task now, a really tough one. Third and very long. Here's Dak to throw. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Going to leave the offense out there for 4th and long. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Jalen Tolbert. Touchdown, Dallas. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Now, Aubrey for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Cowboys are able to cut into the deficit. So down 2 scores, they're going to roll the dice here with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
The visitors' offense, and C.J. Stroud ready to get to work once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now, Stroud. He'll get this out wide. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Collins.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Second and a yard. Stroud going to set up the throw. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And he's going to be out of bounds as the clock will stop. It would have stopped anyway as we've hit the 2-minute warning. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, they'll use another timeout on this side of it at 1:55. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll go right back to Mixon. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Whistles here and a timeout. Defense going to take this one with 1:51 to go. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
4th down, and on comes Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Texans will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. This is a short kick, returnable from the 13. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Cowboys offense and C.D. Lamb set to take over once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. The quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
3rd and 9. Now, Prescott. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
It's going to be pulled in by Dowdle. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
These can be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still want to finish on a high note. You still want to walk off the field and put an exclamation point on what's pretty much been a dominant performance right from the start.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Certainly not one of his better throws, but what I've loved out of this quarterback today, Mike, was just how aggressive he's remained throughout the entire course of the game. Continue to push the ball downfield. Even if it falls incomplete, it opens up everything else in this passing game, and they've had their way so far today.
They'll throw again. Dak. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. So it's a win for the visiting Texans. They got out of the gates hot, ran out to the big first quarter lead, did not look back as they cruise in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.